when selling a business, it's not always smooth sailing. There are things that can go wrong, and there are things that you might not be prepared for on an emotional basis. It's very common when someone sells their business to go through a feeling of loss and depression, like post-sale depression can happen. It's a real thing. I come across it a lot with people. I sold my business and I definitely felt like a piece of me had died. It was quite traumatic because everything that you knew was gone. And it was like, oh my God, what next? You know, and you kind of wrapped your heart and soul into it. And a piece of your identity is wrapped up within your business. So let's just talk about that, because it's a consideration that we must address and understand. So if you think about the beginning, the middle, the end of the process, we want to make sure that this transition for the individual, in however way they want to sell their client book or exit their business or retire, is smooth sailing, right? And we're thinking about their emotional state and we're mindful of it. That's the key thing. Let's think about the beginning of the process. What do we do to make sure that the beginning of the process runs slick and quick, and not so much quick, but easy for the individual?
I think the first thing that people need to consider is it the right time to sell my business? Why am I selling? It's always a why. If it, again, like most things in life, if it's just due to money, then you might come a bit unstuck. You know, just to make money out of it. Obviously, it is a capital asset, like we've discussed, but there has to be a genuine why. And then I think if you've got a good why, then you'll be at peace with it. So you're retiring. You want to spend more time with your grandkids. You might want to spend more time with your wife, your husband. You know, like there'll be different reasons for different people. You might not, you might not like the pressures of running a business, like we've just said. So understanding that why, and is it the right time for me to exit? Number one. Number two, is understanding the perceived value of your business. And it's just about building expectations. I mean, realistically, let's just talk about it. I mean, anything sub £1 million of profit a year, you will probably trade at a multiple of your recurring income. That can range from anything from 3 to 4, maybe. If you've got a good business, on a share purchase, on an asset purchase, maybe 4 to 5. Maybe a bit less. It depends upon the type of business. Obviously, there's a lot of variable factors. If your business has got a profit figure of over £1 million, then it will trade at a multiple of that. You have to get comfortable with the value of your business and understanding what value that you're going to get. It shouldn't be, because there's so many factors in a deal that can go. That you might get paid slightly less, but actually might be a much better outcome for you. So I can say I'm going to give you 8 times for your business, yeah. But if you never actually get 8 times for it, then what's the point? It doesn't mean anything. It's really, number one, what a lot of the guys that exit successfully are really focused on is how well is it going to be how easy is it going to be to integrate my clients, and do my values and ethics align with the company that is going to purchase. And I think if you get that right at the start, then the price thing, as long as you're dealing with a reputable company, you can't go too far wrong. It's like no one's going to screw you or anything else like that. It has to be trust whenever you're dealing in any transaction. And we build trust when we've got a fantastic acquisitions director, Tom. Tom spends a lot of time with people before we even send out heads of terms, getting to know them, getting to know what's important for them, making sure that it is a good fit. Because if it's not a good fit, it's not going to work.
What about during the process?
Yeah.
So they've made the decision, they're going to go ahead with it. Hopefully the due diligence has been done. Hopefully we've gotten to know what their why is and they're doing it for the right reasons. And we're talking about business here, right? What should we be considering during the process to make sure, again, it's smooth sailing and that everybody is in the right place during that process?
I think it's, number one, making sure that we are there for you if you've got any questions that you need answering or work. And it's important that we work together. Yeah, like we are going to buy your business. You are selling your business to us. It's a together. It doesn't work if you are over here and we are over there. So it's making sure that if you've got any questions, we respond quickly, that we are there to, this will be hopefully the first and the last time that you do this. We will be doing this multiple times and have done this multiple times. So we know a lot of questions. We know a lot of, the things that happen. One thing actually that I would say is super important that a lot of people underestimate is make sure if you are selling your business that you are working with a solicitor that has done this before. Do not go to your mate who said he's sold a couple of businesses who is a solicitor. Like the IFA business and the way that they're put together and sold, it's a unique way of doing a transaction effectively. And if someone's doing it all day, every day, then they will be very in tune with what's right, what's not right, and you won't get caught out by any quirky kind of conditions or anything else like that. We work with FS Legal as our solicitors. Gareth and Paul have been absolutely amazing, and they've done a fantastic job for us. And that's really helped with the process as well, because they know the other solicitors normally by name because they're doing a lot of transactions with them anyway. So that you don't want. How can I nicely put this? Well, I put it how I like it. You don't want lawyers having a cock off.
Yeah.
We'll get into this thing where they're arguing over one point, and like at the end of the day, it's like, what like really is this material? But and I found Paul was especially to not get into those situations, which is not my preferred way of doing business either. I want it to be us getting on well as the transaction goes forward. I definitely don't want to be butting heads with the seller all the way through.